Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome. Looks like we're having a little bit of a rally in the market. We're getting a little bit of a pop on the CPI numbers. Looks like inflation was going down. I don't know if you guys watched me on NASDAQ last week. I'm just bringing it up because of the CPI numbers. You know, the analysts were, that were on the stage with me at the time were talking about, and you've been hearing this over and over again. They were talking a lot about, a recession coming in 2024, and it's possible it could happen. But with all these interest rates going up like crazy and everything else, remember, if anyone watched that video, we'll post it up again to watch me back on it, and you should listen to what I said at the end, because I'm not saying I'm a genius or right or anything like that, but remember, and it made sense, and they did agree with me. Corporations go out of business every 3 months because they're having earnings. Almost 80% of them, beat earnings. Okay. They figure out a way. This just added to the fire, because not only did they add to it with the inflation, because they just raised the price on everything. So for them, they take care of their shareholder. They don't care about the general public. You know what I mean? And, and you kind of get used to it. 30 cents more for eggs, 10 cents more, 20 more cents for milk, whatever it is, it just adds up. So things are obviously, this just added to their bottom line number, and that's where all the earnings announcements going to come out. And that's what's happening with a lot of these stocks. So if you had any swing trades, you obviously did really, really well on some of those swing trades regarding about that. So everything looks pretty good so far. But there are other stocks that are trading. So before we start going through what's moving, I mean, you can see Tesla when it came out. All these stocks across the board did phenomenal with that news announcements. And this is one of the reasons why you do want to come. And we start early in the morning in pre-market. We start right around, listen, some of you guys are in here, traders are in here at, 7:30 in the morning. We're already at 9 o'clock, 8:30, those numbers come out. That's why you need to trade and have access to pre-market. And this is the problem with a lot of you online don't realize, is that are watching on social media and stuff like that, is that you might be in there and you might be in the wrong, you don't have access to trade these stocks, and you can't wait until 9:30. So that's why you need direct access. That's why you got to be part of our family at Cyber Trade University. And, like I said, just click on that top left-hand corner and just skew that QR code and come and join us. See how we do it. Log in early. Let's go over the watch list. Let's talk about what happened yesterday, because there were a couple of good stocks that did trade. I wasn't a huge fan in the morning. Okay. It is Monday coming back. But I want to start with Udemy. Udemy was actually really good yesterday. The stock had earnings. The stock got really beat up. It's been going up every day. You could see that stock really, really nice push. It's also moving again this morning, but you could see yesterday it ran from 26 to 28. That one did pretty well. This stock was obviously the big move in the afternoon. Air. So this stock, you could see it right here, right around 3 o'clock. It started making a little bit of a big move right here around $4, and then we're into about $4.80, and then you could see its stock just totally took off, going right into the afternoon. Yes, this stock did open up as an IPO, went from 23 to 580. Yeah, we didn't trade that thing. That thing was like a crack stock. I mean, it was a crazy stock at all, but you could see where it ended up. It moved up pretty good. It was a great after-hours trade. I'm going to put it on my watch list, okay? I'm going to put it on my watch list. It is up this morning at 69%, but there is a but. Look at the iceberg orders. Look at the spread. Remember, half the people that are watching right now, half of you are going to fail in trading, and is the biggest T that we teach. It's called tradable. You got to look at the spread. You got to look at the volatility. So don't get overwhelmed. Like, oh, this stock looks great. I made so much money. Where you make a lot of money short term, you could lose a lot of money. You got to know if the stock is true. It passes that first T, and a lot of you could see this thing is probably in the category 4, maybe right as of right now, it's in the 5. Okay, but some of you are level 5 traders, so you could trade it and so on. So that one's looking pretty good. I'm going to put it on a watch list. Life W had a good pop yesterday. You know how I felt about that stock. We saw when we got close to that big resistance levels, that thing moved up really nicely at 9:30, ran from 580 all the way to about $8. This was the stock that we traded last week. This is the one that ran from 3 to 18 last Monday. So, but I told you, be very, very careful. The good thing about this stock, I want to point out, I lost money on this stock yesterday. And the good thing about it is that losing money, like I always say, is a good thing. Why is it a good thing? If you know why you lost money, you won't do it again. I think I lost like 13 or 15 cents on this stock. If I didn't get out, when I saw that big little candle drop right here, let me blow this up, see a little bit bigger. If I didn't get out when I saw this little drive come out because the big seller got out and it dropped pretty fast within that minute, look where it ended up going. Went all the way down to 650. So that 15-cent loser would have been $1.50 loser. And you all know you've been there and done that. Like, oh, but you lost money. Listen, we lose money in trading. The question is, it's not about it's not making money. It's about controlling those losses. And that was a great example. It was very educational yesterday too. Another good stock, EVA, moved up pretty nicely yesterday. Cheap little stock, 80 cents all the way to $1.60. That I would keep an eye on this stock for one reason. Okay. And by the way, yes, we're going to get to that stock. I see some of you pointing out and private messaging me. Yeah, the BCDA, we're going to get to that. Okay. It's looking pretty good too. We're going to get to that stock. Anyway, this stock right here, if you look over here, if it's a gap fill, and if you can get past this $1.64, which had a tough time breaking yesterday, then we can have a gap fill. The stock can go all the way to $3. So I would keep a very close eye on this stock. It did it yesterday. It tested that resistance 3 days ago, but it is building a little bit of a Fausto flag. So I want to keep an eye on that. So put that on your watch list. Tesla was also great yesterday. Listen, Tesla, a lot of support levels around the 200. One of our more expensive stocks that we do trade. You can also trade the warrant. Why do I keep saying warrant? I mean ETF and TSLL. That one, once again, if you can't afford the expensive stock, and don't please go there. Well, I'll trade the options. There is a ETF on it. You could trade this one, trade side by side with it also. So those are also moving up pretty well. Now I could put these on our watch list, the Teslas and so that we already know about that. But they're all moving due to what the CPI numbers came out. Now what's moving this morning? Let's go jump on a couple of stocks that a lot of you have been trading already. So this stock BCDA keeps going up. Now what I like about this stock, I'm going to bring up level 4. And you could see right here that there was a 100,000 share seller. You see that big little red dot right there? I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you. Maybe you want to see a little bit bigger. See that big line right there? It says on the current order book. For some of you have level 3. Basically, that stock right there, there was a big seller right there. He got executed. He got done. Okay. And then you had another buyer started showing up down here at the bottom of 75 cents. So the stock looks pretty strong. This stock obviously being more of a gap fill right here. So kind of broke through that gap fill. Stock's moving up pretty nicely. Look, people are binging me right now, telling me, Fausto, what's going on at the market? It's up today. You probably hear that on my phone right now. Anyway, BCDA, very inexpensive, nice spread, 36 million shares. There is still plenty of room for this thing to move. Don't let 250. Now, listen, the only concern is it's up 250%. It got up there nice and slow. It does take a lot of volume to move it. But anyway, that one is going to be on our watch list. And I know some of you already traded. I know some of you are already in it right now. So congratulations, doing pretty well on it. What's nice about this stock is you can trade a lot of shares of it and get in and out of it. So if you're a beginner trader, you could trade small lots. If you're a big trader, you could trade several thousand shares of it and get in and out of it. That's the key. A couple other stocks also I want to bring up the watch list. I want to see if anything else popped up there. Sometimes you get some big moves. We have INVO that moved this morning. That one had good after hours trading. It got some good volume, 4.4 million shares. Not that many orders out there that I could see. I don't see that many orders. I mean, you got some orders out at 10,000, 14, 10,000 showing up right around the $2 price range. Not, you could see why. Yeah, it makes sense. It keeps hitting there earlier around 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning. Every time I hit it, it went up about 40 cents. Stock's got good volatility. So I'm going to put that on our watch list. Skins, the stock is getting crushed down 56%. Just when you feel like you can't take it anymore at 6 and you hold it to 5 and you hold it to 4, these bastards, they just hit you. They're like, oh, you ready now? Now I'm going to really shove it to you. Remember what I always told you? How much lower could a stock go? 0. So I don't know if this stock is going to have a dead cat balance. A beauty health company. I don't know. I don't think it's I don't know if it's it's definitely earnings. Looks like an earnings announcement. But let's keep an eye on it. Could get a dead cat bounce. Well, as long as it's not a pharmaceutical stock. But whatever they came up with, my God, that is not looking too good. It does look like, it probably does look like earnings because it came out, news came out after the close. So anyway, if you logged in, if you're part of our Twitter, Instagram, we do post out the sheet every week on what's on the earnings announcement. So make sure you have that printed up, save it on your piece of paper. We always throw it out there. All right. So what else we got going on? BTAI, that one's obviously taking crushed too after having a nice run. But I don't think I'm going to trade that. CSIQ, that stock took a big hit. We trade that stock in the past. Man, I think it's really getting hit hard. It looks like that's probably an earnings announcements also. Let's hop over here in New York. So LabU's moving, LABU. That one's not a bad stock. Listen, very inexpensive. It is an ETF. We have traded the stock before, so you can trade it. Remember, the problem with ETFs, when we look at level 4, it is kind of difficult sometimes to see iceberg orders. And also, if you're using NASDAQ Bookviewer, same crap. You're going to see a lot of orders out there. But stock traded 5 million shares, not that bad. I'm not expecting to see too much. I already went through the New York Stock Exchange. I didn't see anything great. DPST, this one's moving a little expensive. Once again, this is another ETF. It's moving due to the CPI numbers. These are all, a lot of them are ETFs that are all in the New York Stock Exchange. FSR, not doing too well. Fisker, oh, what do you know? Isn't that an EV stock? We already know about the EVs, right? We talked about that several times. LabD, that one's taking a very big hit right there. Another ETF. A lot of ETFs taking big hits and going up due to the CPI number. And obviously, you can see a lot of all the brand name stocks. I mean, we're going to probably trade a couple of them out there. But as in stocks we don't really are not brand name, I mean, we have a few of them that doing pretty well. This one obviously doing the BCDA is doing just awesome. All right, cyber traders. Anything else that I want to get ready? Markets open up in 15 minutes. Any other stocks out there? I think we pretty much got them all. Don't forget, today is Tuesday. If you're watching on social media, just to let you know, we are going to be broadcasting live again at 11. If you want to come join the trading room, just scan that little QR code on the top left-hand corner or click on that link. We'll see you there all day, and we'll be back live again at 11. But if you want to get into our trading room, be here all day, just like I said, you can do it now. You can do it whenever. Just feel free to join us by just clicking and scanning with your phone that QR code. In the meantime, everyone, let's get ready for the market opened up. And like we always say, you see something, you say something. All right. Remember, next week is Thanksgiving. A lot of action going to be happening up until this week. And then things probably going to slow down when we start getting more to next week. All right. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you when the market opens up at 9:30. Happy trading, everyone.